Your home might not look all that messy from the outside, but it no longer feels peaceful to you. There might be too many things to move, too many decisions waiting, too many reminders of lives, seasons, or plans that have changed. And after 50, clutter can feel less like a cleaning problem and more like an emotional load. You walk into a room, and instead of feeling settled, you feel a bit tired. You look around, and your mind starts making a list. This needs sorting. That needs moving. I really should have dealt with this by now. If this has been happening to you, you are one of many. A lot of people notice that after 50, their home can affect their mood more than it used to. This doesn't mean you are becoming fussy. It does not mean you are failing to keep up. It simply means your mind and body are asking for a bit more calm, more space, and less daily friction. Because clutter is not always just stuff. Sometimes it is decisions waiting to be made, memories waiting to be handled, old versions of your life sitting in cupboards, wardrobes, garages, and spare rooms. And after 50, those things can feel a lot different. Earlier in our lives, we often collect things while we are building. We build homes, families, careers, routines, and identities. We keep hold of things because they may be useful. We save things because life is busy. We put things aside because we do not have the time, energy, or emotional space to decide. But later in life, the question often changes. It becomes less about, what might I need one day? And more about, what helps me feel peaceful now? That is why decluttering after 50 is not just about having a tidier home. It is about creating a calmer environment for the person you are now. But there is one thing that often makes it harder. Many people try to declutter with too much pressure. They think they have to do the whole house. They imagine big piles, full weekends, exhausting decisions, and dramatic before and after results. And because that feels slightly overwhelming, they end up doing nothing. So the clutter stays, and the guilt begins to grow. What helps, though, is to make the process smaller, kinder, and more realistic. So, in this video, we will look at 4 calm steps to make your home feel lighter, simpler, and more supportive. Step 1. Start with one small visible area. Don't begin with the attic, the garage, or years of paperwork. Start somewhere you see every day. A bedside table, one kitchen counter, the chair that collects clothes, the entryway where things pile up. Choose a space that, if cleared, would give you a little breath of relief each time you see it. Set a simple rule: only this area for now. This matters because your mind needs the evidence that change is possible. When you clear one small space, your home starts to feel less like a problem and more like something you can gently shape again. Step 2. Get rid of the obvious stuff first. Do not begin with the emotionally difficult items. Do not start with old photographs, gifts from people you loved, or things connected to a past chapter of life. Start with the easy decisions: empty packaging, expired products, broken items you know you will not repair, duplicate things you never use, papers that no longer matter. This can build momentum without draining you. A lot of people get stuck because they begin with the hardest category first, but decluttering becomes calmer when you start with what does not ask much from you. Step 3. Ask yourself a kinder question. Instead of asking, "Should I get rid of this?" try asking, "Does this support the life I am living now?" That question is a bit softer. It is not harsh, and it doesn't turn decluttering into a judgment. Some things supported a past version of your life beautifully: a work wardrobe, hobby supplies from a season that has ended, items from when the kids were younger, things you kept because you were always preparing for someone else's needs. You don't have to reject those chapters. You can honor them and still make room for the present. Your home does not need to be a storage place for every version of who you have been. It can become a place that supports who you are becoming. Step 4. Create one simple exit path. A big reason clutter builds is because items have no easy way to leave. So create one donation bag, one recycling spot, and one small box for things that belong elsewhere. Keep it simple. Keep it visible enough that you remember it, but not so visible that it becomes another stress. When you find something you are ready to release, you do not have to start a whole project. You just place it in the right spot. This turns decluttering into a gentle habit rather than a major event. To make this step even more calming, choose one surface nearby that stays clear most of the time. It might be your dining table, your kitchen counter, or your bedside table. That clear surface becomes a small signal to your mind. There is space here. You do not need a perfect home to feel calmer. Sometimes one clear surface is enough to change the whole feeling of a room. That is the real secret. A calmer home after 50 is not usually created in one huge burst of energy. It is created through small decisions repeated kindly, one drawer, one shelf, one surface, one bag, and with each small step, you are not just removing things, you are reducing noise. You are lowering the number of decisions waiting for you. You are giving your mind more room to settle. So if your home has started to feel too full, try not to see it as a personal failure. See it as information. Your needs have changed. Your energy may be different. Your priorities may be clearer, and perhaps your home is simply ready to change with you. You do not have to become a minimalist. You do not have to throw away your memories. You do not have to rush. You are allowed to keep what matters. And you are allowed to release what no longer supports your peace. Start small. Start gently. Start with one place your eyes land every day. A calmer home is not about perfection. It is about creating a space where the person you are now can breathe a little easier. And if this helped you feel a bit clearer today, consider subscribing to Well After 50 for more calm, practical guidance for this stage in your life.